Prayer is done before you came.
Okay. Last Saturday, Friday, we were just analyzing some chat of some girl who was born in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
She has trouble with her boss and she's getting a bad rating. She wants to know if it's time for her to check for a job.
Okay.
So what we analyzed is only thing that we could rectify is from the subconscious we just checked and she has 2 kids and that seems to be okay.
Okay.
But time is definitely not backward,
Mm-hmm.
in the backward direction.
Mm-hmm.
Rest of rectification we didn't do anything.
Okay.
But while checking for this, couple of quick doubts that we had is how to check exact issues with boss. Do we check for L9 or do we check for A9 or in the
See, L9 is important if you want to see the fortune of boss himself. Whether boss is going to have a good time or boss is going to have a bad time, whether there is a change in the boss, all those things. But if you want the relationship with the boss, basically, what kind of relationship is there and what kind of guidance the boss is able to give. For that, L9 is not that important. For that, 9th house itself is important. 9th house is the guidance that you receive. So if you look at the 9th house in Dachamsha, that is the guidance that you are receiving with the boss. So and the relationship is part of it basically.
So 9th house?
So 9th house is most important. If you are looking at the guidance, if you are looking at the relation with the boss, pay attention to 9th house.
With respect to her Lagna to 9th house?
Yeah, in the Dachamsha. Now the thing is, if you are, in D10. If you are looking at problems, if you are looking at problems in relationship, boss basically not being happy with her, boss being in a punishing mood, all these things, these are all tangible things that you are talking about. You are not talking about intangible. So for that use Arudha. So use A9. So 9th house and A9, those are the 2 important things. Whereas if you want to see, is the boss, for example, something happened to boss, something bad happened to boss, or maybe boss got promoted, or maybe boss got demoted. If you want to see those things, you are not talking about the interaction with the boss, but you are talking about what happens to boss himself. Then look at L9.
The other thing is,
Yeah.
I think she's Christian, but I don't think she is religious and
Okay.
she will do any of this
Okay.
mantras or whatever.
Okay.
So for her, what kind of best suggestion? I was thinking about suggesting some stones,
Yeah. Gems.
some gems.
Mhm.
But Mercury is the one that is giving her trouble.
Okay.
So how do we proceed to, because strengthening Mercury may give her more trouble, but
Yes.
Mercury is good in the natal chart.
Mhm.
In the TP of this year, Mercury is definitely bad.
Okay. If you don't suggest the gemstones based on the TP of this year, only based on the natal chart. So if in the natal chart, whichever planet shows good relation with the boss and good recognition in the workplace, suggest that planet.
When you say recognition workplace and with boss, that means take the 9th lord.
You can take the 9th. You can take the 9th lord. You can take the 5th lord. 5th house in general is for
Popular.
fame, popularity, recognition in the workplace. So take the 5th house, take the 9th house, take their Arudhas. Find a planet that is basically connected to those in a positive way, doesn't have any blemish, and then suggest the gemstone of that planet.
In D10.
That is the in D10, in the Shamsa.
The planet is good in Rashi chart, but it is badly placed in
TP,
D10.
Yeah,
And if you
D10.
strengthen that planet in Rashi,
yeah.
does it affect?
It may affect overall life. Basically, it may affect in a positive way because it's well placed in the Rashi chart. But if it's bad in the Shamsa, there can be some problems in the career because of it. So it's better to choose a planet that is both good in both Rashi and the Shamsa. But if you are doing worship, basically, you don't have to worry about all this. Even if the planet is good or bad in Rashi, good or bad in the Shamsa, by praying to the planet, you are not doing anything wrong, basically. You are safe, basically. Whichever chart it is badly placed in, that bad will be reduced. Whichever chart it is well placed in, the good will be increased. So it is a safe bet. Whereas when you are wearing gemstones and other things, you have to be a bit careful. You may end up, for example, suggesting a planet so that career will take off, but you may be spoiling the marital life, for example. So you have to be careful. It's not straightforward with the gemstones.
And we should also be careful with the weight of the gem.
Yeah, there are all kinds of specs.
But that we have no knowledge of.
Yeah.
That is better to.
Yeah, but the thing is, if somebody doesn't believe in any remedies, the only thing you can do is this. Then Then just hope that you are doing the right thing, do the best job you can do, and leave it to the God, and then suggest the gemstone. And the thing is, even if you get the weight etc. wrong, that's not the most important thing. Even if that is wrong, still, as long as that planet is a good planet in the important divisional charts and Rashi chart, things will be fine. You are going to ask something.
Another thing is,
I forgot now.
Okay.
Christian Jupiter.
she was asking about this. She is a Christian, so will Jupiter be the better thing that she can pray, or
So if you are
Jupiter what?
Jupiter represent the religion that way, or
Yeah, Jupiter is religion, whatever religion you belong to. Jupiter in your chart shows religiousness and basically following your own religion in a strict way. Whereas if there is Rahu's influence, I don't know if I understood your question, but Rahu will show other religions. So in the chart of a Christian, Hinduism may be shown by Rahu.
the question is, if she is supposed to pray to Jupiter,
Okay.
can
Oh.
I tell her to pray Jesus, because Jupiter is the guru?
Jesus?
See, we are on thin ice there. There are no classical sanctions of.
Because Jupiter is
In various other religions, Hinduism is well documented. If you follow some other religion like Buddhism or Islam or Christianity, who are the deities representing various planets? We don't really know for a fact. Your guess is as good as mine. But basically, in general, Jupiter is the teacher figure, right? So, apart from worshipping deities, in fact, a true Christian doesn't believe in deities. He doesn't believe that there is a multitude of gods. They don't believe in idol worship, etc. So, if you are a true Christian, don't really worship any god, but maybe you can just, you can just pay some respect to some father, some priest, basically.
Teacher,
Jupiter is a teacher, yeah, he is a priest. So, even if you don't pray to any particular god, just go and serve some priest, for example. Some priest needs some volunteer on a Sunday to help with some work, for example. You go and serve the priest, and he is happy with you. That may be your propitiation for Jupiter.
Yes, Jupiter is also that way. Does he also represent a boss?
Hmm?
Does he also represent a boss?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Jupiter is the wise guy. Sun is the boss. Sun is the manager. Sun is your administrator, the one who commands you. He is your king. Whereas Jupiter is the minister, the wise guy. So he is the wise counselor. And the thing is, apart from pujas, apart from remedial measures where you pray to a particular deity, and apart from these gemstones, what you can do is, you can suggest something, some Shramadhanam, for example. Like Shramadhan means some hard work, basically, some labor, some giving of some labor relating to that particular planet. Suppose Mercury is the planet that you want to propitiate, make Mercury happy. Then maybe you can work for a college, go and help in a college, basically, or at a school, basically, be a volunteer, help them. Or maybe if Moon is the planet, maybe help some nursing home. Offer your service there. Maybe if it is Jupiter, go to a temple or church or mosque and help the priest there. Maybe it is, if the planet is Mars, maybe you can help the police force. Maybe your local police is thin and then they need some volunteers for certain activities. Maybe go and help them. So like that, if you, pardon me?
Or donate to that department.
Yeah, donate to that department. So, or for Mercury, I said school, it can also be library. You can donate to the library or be a volunteer at the library. So either donation of money, either giving money or giving your effort, Shramadhan or Dhanadan, or some kind of giving, basically, to some concern which is represented by that planet. If you do that, that can also help. And that is the sattvic measure. It's not like gemstone. So even if the planet is bad for you, if you do that particular remedial measure for that particular planet, you won't be hurt because of it. It's not that you are strengthening the planet, it's that you are making the planet happier with you. You are pleasing the planet, it's not strengthening the planet. If the planet is displeased with you, displeasure will become less. If the planet is pleased with you, pleasure will become increased. So that can be suggested. If you have a secular client, such things can be suggested.
The other thing is,
Yeah.
does the Prashna chart, how can we take advantage of the Prashna chart to represent, to find out, in confirming the chart when we don't have much data?
Okay.
Or in terms of other things like the nature of the person or the genuineness of the question that they are asking,
Yeah.
whether we should look at it or not.
Let us leave Prashna for now. We are not really that much into Prashna. Prashna is a subject by itself, and we have to learn it slowly. Let us leave Prashna for now. Just rely on the chart when you have the data.
And there is another point Vijay Garu was mentioning about
Yeah.
Lagna Lord and Third Lord, or Lagna Lord and Sixth Lord,
Mhm.
or Lagna Lord and Fifth Lord. Do they also give Dhimanta Yoga?
Yeah.
It looks like that is suggested in Gemini.
Right.
Research.
Right. Ideally, if Lagna Lord, Fifth Lord, and Third by Sixth Lord, they are all connected, that is the perfect Dhimanta Yoga. But if there is some kind of connection between any two lords out of first, third, sixth, and fifth, that is some level of Dhimanta Yoga. That is some level of intelligence will be present. Basically, Lagna is your entire essence, and fifth house is the ability that you have, the scholarship, the knowledge and wisdom that you have. That is the fifth house. And third house is the initiative you have, and the sixth house is overcoming the obstacles. So, ideal Dhimanta, he basically has that. The essence of his very existence is very pure. The first house has a role, and then he has a lot of intelligence, wisdom and discretion, fifth house, and then he has initiative to apply that intelligence, third house, and then he applies that intelligence to overcome all the obstacles and solve all the problems, sixth house. So ideally there is a connection between all the factors, 1, 5, 3 and 6, but you won't find it in real life. So even if there is connection between 2 or 3 of those factors, that is a Dhimanta Yoga, technically.
Not just 5 and 6 all the time.
Not just 5 and 6 all the time.
And there's another question.
Yeah.
In this particular chart, we found Mercury was in 4th house.
Mm-hmm.
It's in 4th house in Kanya Rasi,
Mm-hmm.
in retro,
Mm-hmm.
being as good as being debilitated.
Right.
So, and is with a malefic.
Mm-hmm.
So she has some question about will this give rise to Bhadra Mahapurusha Yoga?
That's a good question. Technically there is Bhadra Mahapurusha Yoga because Mercury is exalted in a Kendra. So technically there is Bhadra Mahapurusha Yoga if you go by rules. But the thing is that Mercury he has Uchabhanga. Even though he is exalted, he is not in Nichanavamsa by any chance, right? Okay. So he is not in Nichanavamsa and he is retrograde and he is exalted. So that is basically Uchabhanga. So he is as good as he is retrograde. So the Bhadra Yoga given by such a Mercury is not really that strong. So even though technically there is Bhadra Yoga, the results will not be felt in a strong by a strong measure. So
It is not returned, but with a malefic. Like Saturn.
oh, that's fine.
Then
If he is retrograde, if he is not retrograde, then he is still exalted. There may be afflictions which may again take the sheen of the yoga, but still Mercury in exaltation sign in a quadrant will give Bhadra Mahapurusha Yoga. So the results will be much stronger than in this case. But in this case where you said he is also retrograde, forget the affliction. Affliction doesn't really matter. So just because he is retrograde, in this particular case, the yoga is very, very weak.
Is it true for all the yogas? Of the
Yeah, all the yogas where,
doesn't matter.
yeah, in all the yogas where you talk about either Mercury or Jupiter or Mars or Saturn or Venus being exalted in a Kendra, the affliction doesn't really matter that much. Even if the planet is afflicted, these Mahapurusha Yogas will be present. But if there is retrogression along with the exaltation, that's a problem. But these yogas can be given by planets in one sign also. For example, Jupiter can be in the 4th house in one sign. For example, Pisces Jupiter for Sagittarius Lagna. In that case, being retrograde doesn't have an impact.
If it is in the one sign.
Yeah, it is in one sign. But if it's exalted and giving the Mahapurusha Yoga, then being retrograde will basically take the power out of the Mahapurusha Yoga. Any other questions on that chart?
Yeah, last question. What will show that a person will have a male chauvinism?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I don't really know.
How How do you pronounce it, Vijay?
Chauvinism.
Shauvinism.
Male chauvinism. That's being, probably a very powerful son.
Yeah. Maybe we can speculate, but I don't really have an answer.
Not related with this, but
Yeah.
this is one question. That
He's a powerful son or even
I mean-
a powerful Mars.
Yeah. The thing is,
Male.
forget the male chauvinism. Any kind of chauvinism, any stubborn belief that something is superior to something else, has to do with there is some fire basically.
Yeah.
Any stubbornness, there has to be Sun and Mars. But the thing is, what about why holding a particular gender superior to other? It's a tough question. I don't really know if there are any classical sanctions on that.
then it's about Vijay.
Okay.
I have other, not in the chart, but I have a question.
Okay.
If we have the fifth lord is debilitated, fifth lord in Lagna debilitated,
Fifth Lord in Lagna debilitated. Okay.
what effects can have
Fifth Lord is in Lagna in debilitation.
Cancer Mars.
right.
Cancer Mars. Mm-hmm.
Like
there
any
is no.
combination, I just picked.
No. Yeah.
Learning
Like
would be a
time.
challenge.
Okay.
in trines I'm thinking like 5 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
You said what fifth lord is?
Fifth lord in Lagna.
Fifth Lord in Lagna debilitated.
Oh.
That happens only for Cancer Lagna, right?
No, in this, yes. But
Yeah.
I'm also looking at, suppose you have a Lagna of.
I mean, if you want to generalize, you have to
just
remove
like,
one
I want to know,
condition.
like 5 and 9, it can have. I
Okay,
only
just
remember the-
forget in Lagna. If your question really is if the fifth lord is debilitated.
Fifth or ninth lord debilitated.
Yeah, if the fifth or ninth lord is debilitated, what is the impact of that?
Right.
So that is your general question. Okay. Okay. So the
I
question
gave an
is
example, I only
right.
remember-
Oh, that's fine. Let's not get specific because that is specifically for Cancer Lagna with Mars in Lagna.
No, yeah. my
So let us take a step back. Suppose fifth lord or the ninth lord is debilitated. What is the impact of it? What do you think?
Your creativity, your dharma, all of that will be. You'll have a challenging time to play that out.
Mm-hmm.
Issues can be with children.
Mm-hmm.
Issues with children.
Children.
or
Okay.
problems to fathers.
First of all,
But this
are
is
there
a
any?
Rasi chart, right?
Yeah, right.
So it's a physical chart.
That's right. But the thing is, also the fifth lord of the Rasi chart also shows various,
Yeah. Okay.
all the matters relating to various fifth houses in various divisional charts, how they physically manifest. So there is some problem in the physical plane relating to some matter. It may be scholarship, it may be children, it may be so many things that are shown by the fifth house. But what I want to know is this a desirable thing or undesirable thing?
I say it's undesirable.
It's undesirable.
Yeah.
Debilitation of any trine lord is undesirable.
Yeah.
Debilitation of Dusthana lords is desirable. But debilitation of the trine lord is not so desirable.
Trine or quadrant for that matter.
Even quadrant. But compared to quadrant, trine is even worse. Trine is supposed to show the blessings.
So it's
Blessings of
it's
Maharashtra.
effective because of ninth lord debilitated. If we consider the ninth lord debilitated.
It'll affect the father also.
If the ninth lord is debilitated, basically the fortune, there is something undesirable about the fortune. The fortune is weak. If the fifth lord is debilitated, there is something lacking with respect to the ability of the person. So it's not really a desirable feature. But the thing is, it's not really terrible also. It's not that that planet suddenly becomes bad for you. A planet owning trine being in debilitation is bad, but it's not because that planet is bad for you. That planet is still good for you, but that planet is so weak that it can't really affect, it can't do its goodness. It's basically like the instinct of the planet is to give you results without any effort. But the thing is, the planet is forced to put in effort. So that's a problem. Whereas because that's why I said, when you said quadrant also, I said, but more trine, because quadrants show the effort. And a debilitated planet is akin to what? I told you several times. Exalted planet is akin to somebody who is excited and things happening very smoothly for him. And debilitated planet is akin to somebody
Work hard.
who has to work hard, who is unhappy, who is in a very unhappy position. So that person has to work hard to get things done. So that is the analogy for a debilitated planet. And a trine lord is akin to somebody who wants to do you good. Very easily, without any effort, he wants to do you good as a result of all the previous good karmas, basically blessings from the previous karmas.
If it is debilitated, then you have.
If that planet is debilitated, the one who is supposed to give you the blessings of past karma, he is basically unhappy about the situation he is placed in. So that is not really desirable. Whereas if the planet, if a quadrant lord is debilitated, his job is to make you put in some effort. Not really work hard to overcome the obstacles, but just put some effort so that things are done. So if he is in an unhappy position where you have to put in effort, it's not as undesirable, right? On the other hand, if the planet who is supposed to make you work hard, overcome all the obstacles and strive, if that planet is debilitated, oh, why am I doing this? I don't want to be in position, that kind of situation, then you don't have any obstacles to overcome. So that is the best. So as far as debilitation is concerned, the Sthana Lord in debilitation is the best. Quadrant Lord in debilitation is neutral. And Trine Lord in debilitation is not so good. So in that case, but the thing is, in that case, if you pray to that planet and or strengthen that particular planet, that can actually make the planet give its results to you. Any other?
Not,
Yeah.
If you want to strengthen, you can strengthen the planet which is in debilitation. That should be good. That should
Yeah. If a Trine Lord is debilitated, you can wear the gemstone of that planet. He is weak. He can't give the results. So if you strengthen the planet, it's fine. And if you pray to the planet, then also it helps. But the thing is, the planet is already
Weak.
The planet is already interested in helping you. It's just that that planet is not strong enough.
You have to give Horlicks or Boost.
Yeah. So the thing is, in that case, if you pray to the planet when the planet has some kind of strength, because in general, being debilitated, the planet is not able to give you the result. But suppose you pick the period when the planet Dasha or Antardasha is running, then the planet has more control over your life. Or suppose you pick a time when the planet has a very strong transit, maybe planet is exalted in the transit or maybe in own house. So the planet is feeling, in your natal chart, is feeling weak, helpless. It wants to help you, but it's not able to. So you pick a time when the planet is strong, then the results are likely to be given better. So in that case, you can wear the gemstone, you can manipulate the time when you actually pray to the planet so that the results are maximized. But remember that that planet is not bad for you. That planet wants to help you, but his hands are tied. So he is not able to help you that much. On the other hand, if a Trine Lord is exalted, that is excellent. Exaltation of a Trine Lord is brilliant. Yes.
If the Sthana Lord is debilitated,
If the Sthana Lord is debilitated, yes.
but there is a Nechapanga,
Mhm.
Raj Yoga is there.
Mhm.
So that is bad then?
The Sthana Lord is debilitated, Nechapanga Rajoka is there. No, that is fine.
Nechapanga Rajyoga means that is
Because another planet
Is sitting
Oh,
in one house.
oh, I see. You are saying there is Nijabhanga.
Nechapanga, yeah.
The Sthana Lord is in Nicha, but there is Nijabhanga.
Nijbhanga.
Okay.
In that planet, Dasha,
Yeah.
the Sthana Lord is getting more power.
Yeah.
So that is bad, right?
That is not so desirable. Nijabhanga Rajoga of a quadrant lord, Nijabhanga of a quadrant lord or a trine lord is better than Nijabhanga of a Dusthana lord. Yeah. But it's not really terrible. But it's compared to the other Nijabhangas of trine lord or quadrant lord, it's a lower run.
what is that Nechapanga combination actually? That is,
What she asked is,
I know, that is Nechapanga is cause.
oh, you want to know how Nijabhanga is called? There are several things. If a planet is retrograde, for example, if the planet is debilitated but also retrograde, then there is a Nijabhanga. That is one. Another is, suppose a planet is debilitated.
Yeah, I have one. In my Saptansha, I have Jupiter, which is the fifth lord,
Mhm.
in the third house,
Mhm.
in Marakasha, and debilitated, but it is with Saturn in its own house, so it's a Nechapanga, right? No? It's not? Because it's sitting with the lord?
No, the rules are, for Nijabhanga, the basic rules are one, retrogression in addition to debilitation. That is one. Another is, if the planet is exalted, debilitated in the Rashi chart but exalted in the Navamsha, then also there is Nijabhanga. And another is, if the planet who is exalted in that sign, or the planet who owns that sign, suppose Mars is debilitated in Cancer, who gets exalted in Cancer? Jupiter. So either Jupiter or who owns Cancer? Moon. So one of those two planets, they have to be in a quadrant either from Lagna or Moon.
What
Okay.
happens if the Jupiter is also in the Cancer along with the Mars?
No, that doesn't help. He has to be in a Kendra from either Lagna or Moon. Okay. Then there is Nijabhanga.
In my case, actually, I have Sagittarius Lagna with Moon in Scorpio.
Okay, Sagittarius Lagna with Moon in Scorpio. Okay. And where is Mars? See, there is nobody exalted in Scorpio. So that clause doesn't apply. So you have to look at Mars.
Mars is in 10th house. I remember
10th house from Lagna?
from
Okay, so there is Mars is giving Nijabhanga to Moon.
Mars is giving me some why is
Yeah.
it third aspect?
No, third aspect.
Owner is in quadrant.
Yeah, the owner is in a quadrant from Lagna. So because of that there is Nijabhanga. So Moon has Nijabhanga Rajoga. Now the thing is, because Moon is 8th Lord, he is better off in Nicha than Nicha being broken. You understand?
He is better off in nature than it's being broken. Correct.
So it's not so strong. Had Moon, for example, been the 9th Lord or something, then that Nijabhanga would have been even better. Or a quadrant Lord. Any other questions?
I have the chart now.
Okay, let us take it up.
And,
December
before you start, one thing for
Yeah.
this girl, what we have suggested is, from looking at all the things, sometime up to next March or April,
Mm-hmm.
it isn't looking good.
Okay.
She's going to have troubles.
Mm-hmm.
So sometime after 3:11 is when things are going to start, and after 5:18 she's going to have a good period.
Okay.
So the suggestion is just lie low and then take things whatever is given and don't change the job.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, good. Very good.
December 2nd, 1963.
December?
2nd,
Yeah.
1963.
Yeah.
12:10
Yeah.
a.m.
Mm-hmm.
in Mumbai, India.
Okay. How should I save it?
Just, no?
12:10 a.m. or p.m.? a.m. Okay. I'll make it. So Lagna is Simha, Leo. Okay. How should I save it?
Save it under my name, right? Saloni, friend.
Saloni's friend.
It's particular about what is the detail.
So what do we want to know? What do we want to
I
do?
want to know this person career, and also the person is not married,
Okay.
in a relationship, just gotten out of a relationship, and I have that.
Okay.
lady-
One second. Let us write down. So in a relationship, just got out of it.
About a year ago, and I have his.
Oh.
This
Oh, we don't need. We don't want to take up too much.
okay.
In a relationship,
And
got out of it. What do you mean in a relationship? You mean was in a relationship?
was in a relationship.
Okay.
Got out of it last year,
Got out of it.
July or August, I think.
Okay. July 2005.
Mm-hmm.
July, August 2005. Okay.
And now, yeah, no, this is the second relationship, but the first one was in 1983-84, I think.
1983-84.
Mm.
Long back.
Mm.
The same chart we looked at sometime back.
Yeah, I wasn't here that time.
Hmm?
I think we were discussing the chart.
Oh, we did.
We did discuss this and we felt the time was not right to proceed further.
I see. Okay.
Not the time of the chart,
second
but
event.
Okay.
No, but I have all the details now, and I have this
Okay.
friend's chart also.
Okay.
So maybe we can see some link.
Okay.
And so now, was in this relationship, it's over, and
Mhm.
it's still kind of lingering on, because this lady who,
Which one? The second one or first?
The second
Second
one.
one.
Current one.
this lady
Yeah.
used to work for this person.
Uh-huh.
They start, and then they got into a relationship, and then
Mhm.
now the bottom line is they are trying to, she's left the company and everything, but she's still hoping that if they can get together, and as a result, have a married life and all that. So
Mhm.
that's all messy. It's affecting the career also and affecting the personal life.
Okay.
So, what's on the horizon in terms of both of those issues?
Okay. So there was a breakup in July, August, but still it's lingering.
Yeah, because the lady is not like letting go of this person, and this person also has mixed feelings. Like
So who works for who?
the lady works for this person.
The lady he was in relationship with, she used to work for this person.
Exactly.
Now she left.
Exactly. She probably left last year, same time.
Lady, okay.
But what is keeping the relationship lingering?
Because the lady also had some kind of an equity in the company,
Okay,
which
so
was given to her because of the relationship. But now all of that is
Okay.
crumbling down. So there is like
so
all
she wants to
confusion.
maintain some kind
Add
of
equity.
relationship to get some money back still.
Either get the money back or get the relationship back, basically.
Add equity. Okay. So he got it off her, but still she's interested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's also like, mixed feelings. He's not completely out of it. He's also saying maybe, this is the right thing. I don't know. They both are confused.
How did they conclude the relationship is over?
Yeah, that is what I don't understand.
No, that because
What do you mean by breakup then?
breakup meaning that they are not seeing each other.
I
They are
see,
not
I
meeting
see.
each other.
So they did not fully formally break up. They
Because
basically
formally
reduced
You
the
cannot see that.
they reduced the intensity of the
Exactly.
relationship. Okay.
Exactly.
So she did not got out of it.
Okay. So
Downgraded it. Okay.
Yeah, downgraded, whatever.
So
That's why maybe you couldn't
that
explain it that
depends
way.
on the UL which we look at it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And
So-
I got the ladies' chart just.
No. We don't want to do too much.
Whose chart is this you are looking at now? This data is
This is
The man.
the
man.
person.
Yeah.
This is the man, and then the lady.
okay. Now what do we want to know? You want to know
We
whether
want to know about his
What is basically in the
career
on the horizon?
of this.
What is in store?
Okay.
and then
Is
the
this-
relationship.
Yeah. Is this relationship going to be resuscitated basically, or is it going to die? Okay.
Or is he going to meet somebody else? And how is all this going to affect his career? Because this lady is, involved in his career.
Okay.
Quite a messy affair.
Okay. So let us see the Rashi chart. Lagna is 10 degrees 57.
When is it changing?
Let me actually say the data again for the recording. December 10, 1963, 12:10 a.m. Indian Standard Time, Mumbai, India. 72 degrees 50 minutes east, 18 degrees 58 minutes north.
You said December 10, December 2nd.
Oh, sorry, December 2nd, 1963, 12:10 a.m. Okay. The Lagna is 10 degrees 57 minutes Leo. Now, what dasha applies here? What dasha applies?
Vimshotri?
Vimshotri. There is no other special dasha that you can think of, right? So we'll use the Vimshotri dasha.
Do you want the bottom the different chart or somebody wants can change it to
Oh, actually, anybody wants. Oh, we don't have him, so we can. Manoj is not here. So and Saloni has her own computer anyway. So
Yeah, otherwise I
we'll.
would have
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Normally we have Manoj, so for him
Okay.
I changed to south and north. Yeah, you also changed to only south. I changed for the class for you. Okay, so we'll look at Rashi and Navamsha. So what is the dasha running right now? What is the dasha running right now?
Mahadasha.
Saturn Mahadasha is running right now. And when did this relationship happen? Do you know when it started?
Yeah, 94.
It's been around since 94.
which
Wow.
one? The second one, which is
Second one.
94 to 2005.
Wow.
So they are as good as married, whether they continue the relationship
Exactly.
or not.
That was my point too.
Okay, good, excellent. So 1994 this relationship started. So what was the influence at that time? What was the dasha, Andhra dasha?
Jupiter.
Jupiter, Mercury or Ketu, we don't know exactly, but Jupiter dasha. Does it make sense that Jupiter gave a relationship?
The second relation. No, the real is first relation. UL. Yeah.
D9 Lagna.
Jupiter, your Lord is Jupiter. No, not Lord. UL is with Jupiter.
UL is with Jupiter, Lord also.
Lord.
Is all
Yeah, Lord also. Yes.
Yeah. Now the thing is, why was this the second relationship then? She said there was a relationship in 83, 84.
How
Right.
long was the first one though? Was it a small?
Yeah,
1 year.
2 years. 1 or 2 years.
83 to 85.
Yeah.
80, oh yeah, I thought we recorded as 84.
Yeah, you said 83 to 84.
So 83 to 84. So is it worth considering that as a relation or just a passing by?
We have to do that. We have to study that. So 83, 84, it was basically Rahu Dasha. So in the Rahu Dasha, this one relationship started.
No, I'm sorry. The data is wrong. It's 1:30. My timing is totally off. 1:30.
Day 9 Lagna was different.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember that?
1:30 a.m.
1:30 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
No.
Those who are listening, this is final. Final. Lock कर दे.
लॉक कर दिया जाए. Sorry about
पक्का.
Is this your final answer?
Oh, now Lagna is in border, Rashi border.
that. Exactly.
Okay.
That's what we had. That's what we remember the chart, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We either can.
Okay. Now Saloni changed the data. The data is December 2, 1963, 1:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, Mumbai, India. So the time has changed. Now the Lagna is on the border. It's on the border of Leo and Virgo. If the time changes by just 48 seconds later, Lagna will be Virgo. So we don't really know for sure that this is right. Okay. What was the dasha? What was the dasha that gave the first affair, and what was the one that gave the second affair?
Because the Lagna is in a border, and the question here is in terms of the relationship and denied related.
Yeah.
So can we take at least a job and then try to
No. Let's not do it. Let's just consider. We have just two cases: this Rashi and this Navamsa versus this Rashi and this Navamsa. The dasha is basically the same.
Yeah, it's Rahu Dasha.
So let's look at the dasha and see which one makes more sense. Okay. We don't have to complicate it. So
Rahu Dasha.
Rahu Dasha, during the Rahu Dasha, one relationship basically got over. The first one, in the middle of the Rahu. Okay, Rahu Sun also. Now, the actual long-term relationship started in Jupiter Dasha. The second relationship. Okay. When did it start?
around Venus, Jupiter Venus.
94.
94. Do you know first half or second half?
I think first half probably.
Okay. So either Jupiter Ketu or Jupiter Venus. So that is when the relationship started. So Jupiter basically gave the relationship, and Saturn is trying to break it. He is causing problems in it. Does it make sense? Does it make sense with this Lagna, or does it make sense if you change the Lagna forward?
Taking this as it is,
Yeah.
Saturn being 7th Lord in 6th house can be giving them trouble. Some trouble, not a break. That
Okay.
could be a reason why it is lingering still and not broken.
Okay.
Had it been in 8th and 7th, it would have broken, but being 7th and 6th, maybe it is still lingering with.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Why Jupiter gave the first affair? Why didn't he give the second affair?
He's a UL Lord and
Yeah.
But
A5 is there. A5.
But the first relationship is shown by Pisces itself, and the second one is shown by the 8th from Pisces.
Which is Saturn.
There is a
No.
No, 8th from Saturn is Libra.
Venus.
Yeah.
not
So,
8th from Pisces, 7th from Pisces.
no, 8th from Pisces, 8.
second marriage.
Second marriage.
Second relationship is 8th from Uppada, not 7th. Yeah.
So that is Venus.
Mm-hmm. So does it make sense that this is actually the second relationship, or could he be mistaken and thinking that something that was just a passing phase to be a relationship, a serious relationship?
That's what I think. I would say passing phase because he is also related to the 8th house.
Right.
Oh, Jupiter.
So
So what does that mean?
what does it
He
mean?
would have just been, it would have just started but would not last, and because the 8th house would have got killed.
Oh, no. UL is very strong. UL is in Pisces in a very sattvic sign, very powerful sign. His Lord is in that sign, even though he is retrograde, which shows strong desire. Jupiter is quite strong in UL. So with this UL, having a relationship that just breaks within a couple of years, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
This is a second relationship.
No, this is a second relationship.
What? No, what I am saying is,
That's what
see,
he
you
tried
guys are getting confused. Just 1 second. If you say that what he had in 83, 84 was first relationship, why it came in Rahu's period, whereas Jupiter should be showing the first relationship? And then why second relationship came in Jupiter Dasha, whereas second relationship should be seen from Tula? It doesn't, things don't add up basically. Things don't make much sense. So one hypothesis that we can make is, well, that was just an affair. It was not a serious commitment basically. UL is basically a commitment to each
that
other.
was probably a year and a half or so.
Yeah, more than the length basically. See, there are thumb rules given like minimum 1 year. All these, for example, Sanjay ji also says minimum 1 year. But the thing is, it's not just 1 year. If you have an affair for 1 year, just a physical relationship or some kind of emotional attachment, it doesn't really mean it's a marriage. UL is basically marriage. Marriage is basically, marriage comes into effect if there is a serious commitment. You basically want to share the life together. You want to compromise for each other. There is a commitment to each other with the intention that you are getting married. Then it counts as a marriage. So the thing is, in some cases where you don't expect something to count as a marriage, it may count as a marriage. In some cases where you expect something to count as a marriage, it may not count as a marriage. So you have to be careful. But given the events, when the first affair started, when the second affair started, etc., given those things, it does not make a lot of sense basically. The data we have doesn't make a lot of sense. So let us assume that it was Jupiter. Pardon me.
So Virgo would have been, then if we take.
What about Virgo? Yes. What about
actually
Virgo?
that is more strong, right?
Why?
7th Lord in 7th house.
Okay.
And then so.
And UL, if you change it to Virgo,
UL will change.
UL will still be the same.
Still with the
Change in
UL will still be the same.
the next sign. So next sign hai. And UL is
UL is still, because you see A11 here, this A11 will become UL when you change to Kanya. The 12th house right now is Cancer, and if you go to, oh sorry, no, that's not right, AL. UL will be in Scorpio.
Scorpio.
So if you go to the next sign, UL will be in Scorpio. Now, with Scorpio UL,
What is the basis on which you said 11 will become UL? What was
no, I was thinking wrong. I should have said AL will become UL. If you change to Cancer, then what I said is right. I counted reverse. So the UL will be in Scorpio if you change to the next sign. With that UL, Rahu giving an affair, and then Jupiter giving a second affair. Does it make sense? Now the conclusion that we made, that first one may not be a real marriage, basically just a passing affair. Let us basically go back on that, because we don't really know. So when you consider the Kanya Lagna, you just take UL as Scorpio. Now Rahu is in the 8th house from it. So Rahu giving the first relationship, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
the 6th Lord in 10th house?
Right. He is from that UL, basically he is the 4th Lord in the 8th house. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And Jupiter, again Jupiter is aspecting that UL, but again he doesn't have a strong role on UL itself. But the thing is, he is the second Lord from UL aspecting UL. So there is some chance that during the Jupiter period there would be a second relationship, right?
But how about the first one? Didn't make sense.
First one didn't make sense. So overall we are not fully satisfied. So let us go back to Leo. Now, what kind of a person is he? Can you describe the person? How does he look and what is his attitude?
Look, how, in what sense? Like tall, slim?
Is he tall, slim? Is he athletic personality?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. Not very athletic. Dark,
He is dark, okay.
lean.
Is he kind of authoritative kind of personality? Taking initiative, taking charge, and then
Yes.
this is what you are doing, this is what you are doing, kind of. Okay. So that makes sense with Leo Lagna. Whereas Scorpio, Virgo Lagna, a little indecisive, a little scholarly.
Very extremely intelligent.
Okay, intelligence is a different thing, but the thing is he scholarly, like if you are talking about things,
No, he's
does he
very
go into...
practical. He's not more,
Okay.
he may be academic, but more practical, runs,
Okay.
company and all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So I would say more in that.
okay. So far,
Fifth house also is very strong if you take this.
if you take this Lagna, yeah. There is a Dharma Karma Yoga in the 5th house. Okay, so far all the circumstantial evidence is pointing that Leo Lagna is probably correct. It's probably correct. We don't have to change it to Virgo. Now, when did the relationship start, we said?
94.
94.
94. Oh,
How Jupiter, Ketu or Jupiter?
yeah.
I think Jupiter Ketu it may have started, or Jupiter Venus.
We don't really know for sure. So let us leave that factor. But now there is some problem. Is Saturn capable of causing problems in this relationship?
Now Saturn.
Like you said,
Seventh Lord in
Saturn is the 7th lord in the 6th house. Some problems with relationships is possible. And as far as UL is concerned, how is Saturn? He is in the 11th house from it. He is in the Harasthana from that UL and he is aspecting UL. So Saturn basically 6th lord in the 6th aspecting the UL. So giving some kind of break in the relationship is possible. But at the same time, he is not only the 6th lord in 6th, he is also the 7th lord. So being the 7th lord also, like you said, he is not basically letting it go. So things make reasonable sense.
looks like it's going to drag on this type of thing for a while.
Mhm.
Till the Dasa
Because Saturn goes to 2021.
Right. What is the Antardasya running at the time of this breakup? The so-called breakup. 2005 June, July, August we said. So it was Saturn itself.
Saturn and Jupiter.
Saturn, okay. Now the thing is, now Saturn Mercury is running. So even though the relationship was downgraded, now she from what you said, it sounds like she is not really interested in letting this go, and then she's taking some initiative so that it doesn't basically the relationship doesn't die. So
He wants to, I think,
It's the reverse actually.
it's the reverse. He
What?
wants to end it. She is the one who
that's what I'm saying. She that's what I said. I said she, not he. So she is basically taking initiative so that this relationship does not end.
Correct.
Okay. So the thing is, right now Mercury Antardasya is running.
2005 also will coincide with Saturn transiting through Sadesati, end of Sadesati in around 2005, right?
No, where
Why Sadesati? There is no
There's
Sadesati.
no Sadesati.
Not now.
Yeah.
No, moon, Saturn was transiting from natal moon in this one, right?
Where?
Around 2005 should have been in Gemini.
Oh, Cancer?
No.
No.
He's been in Cancer. He's leaving Cancer right now. He's been in Cancer for 2.5 years.
Correct, but I'm talking about 2005 when the relationship
2005 is just 1 year back.
Not
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just 1 year back.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
And you're talking about Saturn.
No Sadesati.
No guesswork. Don't make Saturn move by 2 sides in just 1 year. He won't like it. You are making Saturn very unhappy.
2006, okay. I mixed with 2007 for a moment. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Back to the
Okay. Yeah, Saturn moves very slowly. Hmm.
Okay, sorry, I interrupted.
Okay, that's fine. So the thing is, Mercury's Antardasya is running right now, and Mercury is the 7th lord. Mercury is the 7th lord, 7th and 10th lord, if you see in this Navamsha. So 7th lord is the 5th house. 5th house is basically romantic attachment, emotional attachment, etc. So Mercury being the 7th lord in 5th house, not letting this relationship end, and the partner basically 7th lord shows the other person. So other person is basically not interested in letting this go. She is taking lot of initiative. That also makes some sense. So probably this is right. This Navamsha Lagna and this Rashi Lagna are probably right. In that case, all this is causing problems in career also, right? There is some
There's a question
Some
about
mess.
the career.
So let us look at Dashamsha.
No, you said Mercury 7th lord. No, it is
In the D9. So now I changed to Dashamsha
okay. That's
to look at the career. So how is Dashamsha? how are things right now? So Saturn Dasha has been running since 2002, and Saturn is basically a good planet in the Dashamsha. He is Yokaraka, he is in Lagna, he is in a friendly sign, 10th Lord and 9th Lord, he is a Yokaraka. So Saturn Dasha is basically a good Dasha as far as career is concerned. Yeah, he is in Manakaraka Sthana, right. He is in Manakaraka Sthana too.
48 seconds.
48 seconds later it
He
changes.
wants this relationship to end. He wants it to end.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, probably.
But he is not fully convinced.
No, if he wants it to end, then since we were in Navamsa, then we can make sure that the Mercury is not taking off, then it will end the relationship.
Mercury is not what?
Mercury, 7th Lord and 5th is possibly, as you said, it's keeping it going.
Yeah.
If we make Venus weak, then if you make the Venus weak, then the relationship can end.
So you are trying to find how to end the relationship. We are not there yet. We want to see how the future. First, be really confident. First, be really confident that the data is right. So far, we are getting convinced, but not fully convinced yet. After we are fully convinced that the data is right, then we will see what is the best course of action, what is the possible course of action, and what is the best course of action. I didn't know where you are trying to get to, and then once I realized, I can't stop laughing. Okay, so right now, how long has been this mess in the career because of this relationship?
I think about this last 1 year, after he must have told her that I don't want to do anything with you, she must have said, no, what about my equity? So he's been like holding off that, but now it's come to a point where he said, that's fine, I'm going to give that equity to you and you get out of my life.
Okay, I see.
So now it's like make it or break it kind of a thing from her end, because he's already given her the ultimatum that.
Okay, so there is, so basically there is some problem during the, especially during the Mercury Antardasha for the last 1 year. So Mercury in the Navamsa he shows still some attachment. In Dashamsa what does Mercury show? He is in 8th house and he is with Sun and Rahu. Okay, can he show some kind of litigation, some kind of quarrels, etc.?
And the sun is
Whose results?
A8 and A6.
Karaka for litigation is sitting on his head.
Giving Rahu's result.
Who's giving Rahu's result?
Mercury.
Okay, Mercury, the order is Mercury, Sun and Rahu. So Mercury is giving Rahu's result. And how is Rahu? He is the 10th Lord in the 8th house. So some worries at the workplace, is it possible? Yes.
12 from A.
They are in the 12th from AL. It's not that well. Rahu alone in the 12th from AL would have been good, but with all those planets is not good. As a matter of fact, that Mercury is with Sun and Rahu combination. So it can also show some political developments at the workplace, some intrigue basically, some backstabbing kind of activities basically. You do this, I do this, kind of activities basically. Some kind of backstabbing is possible. Whenever there is Sun and Rahu, that kind of calculations because of Mercury Sun Rahu combination is possible. And also Sun is the A6 and A8 Lord.
Yeah,
So there is a combination of A6 and A8 in the 4th house of Sukha. So no mental peace, no comfort because of all this litigation, not really litigation but all the problems basically, tangible problems is possible. So all that combination is being triggered in this Mercury Antardasha. So during the Mercury Antardasha, some problems
And A5
coming. It makes sense.
A5 is also in
A5?
A5 is also with this.
Yes, that is not good. So far things seem reasonable. So we can conclude that probably Dashamsa, Rashi, Navamsa, everything is right. Lagna is at the fag end of Leo. Okay? So with that assumption we will proceed. Now,
Dashamsha won't change if.
actually Dashamsa won't change. You have a good point.
Plus she had mentioned that Mercury is in Gandanta.
But it is Antargata still.
Mercury is
He's in Gandanta.
in Rashi and Dashamsa.
In Rashi.
Oh, he is in Gandanta. So that's okay. So that's not favorable. So whatever in any divisional chart, if Mercury is showing some problem, that problem will be exacerbated. And here Mercury is in the 8th house with all these planets and shows the problems, and then the problems will be increased because he is in Kandanta. But apart from it, let us step back now, and now let us take up what Seshu said. What should we recommend? He already recommended what to do so that.
Is it going to get any worse before it gets better, or it will just get worse?
Let us first let us see. Before we see whether it will get worse or not, let us see what is in store. Is this going to be fine? Is this relationship destined to be broken, or is this relationship going to is it going to survive? Is it going to be resuscitated?
Actually, if you take Bhoga and Paga, it is falling in third house. It is Saturn to Mercury, Mercury to 8th house.
In the Dashamsha?
Dashamsha. So
Okay.
it should be
So Saturn to Mercury, when Mercury is 8th house, Mercury to Saturn, Mercury to 8th house, if you take it is in Cancer.
yes, third house.
Okay?
Third house of like that. That means
Not break.
yeah. I mean, like when you see the dashas, antardashas, we see Bhoga and Paga, and
Yeah.
we don't see the as such what it is, where it is being placed.
Mm-hmm.
So in the third house means you will have a new initiative.
No. You see that also. It's not just the Bhoga. You see where the Antardasha planet is with respect to the Lagna and also Dasha Lord. Here from Saturn, Mercury is in the 8th house.
Right.
Dasha Lord, Saturn, Mercury is in the 8th house. So 8th house results are being given. Some tension, anxiety, etc. are being given. But if you take the Bhoga, for example, like you said, the Bhoga falls in UL. So some compromises have to be made during this period. And third house, so some initiative has to be taken, some bold stand has to be taken. At the same time, there is some compromise that has to be made during this period.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. he's
Yeah.
going through. Yeah.
He's already made a compromise, so he wanted to give up the equity and get out of it.
And he's made the move, the bold move
Right.
that I want it, this is how it is going to be, and you get out.
Yeah. Okay.
So that bold move is made,
Mhm.
and the compromise is made. That you
The Antardasha running right now, Pratyantardasha running right now is Venus is over. Right now Sun is running. Is this a favorable time to resolve all the tensions?
No.
No. Sun is with Mercury, if you see. Sun is being eclipsed by Rahu and he is along with the Mercury.
So it will go on till November 25.
So at least till November 25 there is no hope basically. Till then things don't seem favorable. How about Moon?
Moon is in sixth house. Moon is good, right?
Yeah.
The Shamsha,
Mhm.
sixth house is service.
Yeah.
Third lord is
See, the thing is, Moon we also saw contains the Bhoga of this Antardasha, and UL is there. So we said that some compromise has to be made. So maybe Moon can make the compromise basically take off. So Moon is more favorable for solving the problems.
But he is in 6th house. So
Yeah, his third lord in 6th house, Viparita Rajoga. So he is not, third lord in the 6th house is not that bad. Right?
why third lord in 6th you are saying Viparita?
Dusthana lord in another Dusthana alone. She is laughing. That's why I laughed, otherwise I wouldn't have laughed.
Why are you laughing? What is the point? No point. You just felt like laughing. Okay.
Okay. No, sometimes you ask very, very fundamental questions. Like Viparita Rajoga, 3rd, 6th, 8th, 12th lords in another house like that. Especially alone is Viparita Rajoga. Is one of the Viparita Rajogas.
I remember.
Now you remember. Now you know why you will laugh, because you are also laughing.
No.
Okay. So it's not, Moon is actually more favorable. Sun is not at all favorable. Sun is a terrible time. Moon is more favorable. But how is Navamsha looking? So in Moon there can be some relief in the workplace, in career. But as far as relationship is concerned, how is Moon? How is the Moon period? From Antardasha Lord Mercury, Moon is in the 6th house with the 8th Lord. Right? So, you see what I am saying? So he can show some kind of break. Moon can show some kind of break. And from the Lagna itself, Moon is the 8th Lord. He owns the A6, UL, all the things. And he is eclipsed by Ketu, the 12th Lord. So all the things are pointing to, see, the thing is, right now Sun is running. Right now within Saturn Mercury, Sun Antardasha is running. So this is actually relatively,
November 23rd.
yeah. So Mercury, Sun Pratyantardasha within Mercury Antardasha is relatively fine. Because Sun is the 9th Lord, he has Rajoga with the Lagna Lord, and taking Mercury as Lagna, even though he is in the 8th house, he is the 5th Lord of attachment. So 8th house shows some estrangement, but 5th Lord of attachment, and he is in a friendly sign, with a friendly planet. And if you take the bhoga from Mercury to Sun is 6th house, 8th house. From Sun, if you take the 8th house, it is in 7th house. So the bhoga is in the 7th house from Lagna, containing Venus in it. So attachment is not, she is not capable of breaking the attachment during this time. Even he probably still has some attachment during this time. But the thing is, once moon comes, it's a different thing altogether.
November 23rd. After November 23rd.
After November 25th, plus minus a couple of weeks. We don't know accurately these calculations. But basically, looks like we have another month or couple of months of lingering trouble. After that, career looks smooth, and marital life, it basically looks like relationship is going to break. That is how it seems like. Now let us see. Apart from Saturn breaking this particular UL, apart from Navamsha, we should see in Rashi also. A relationship cannot break just like that. There have to be some markas being activated from the UL also. So if you take from UL, right now Saturn Antardasha is running. I said that Saturn is a malefic aspecting Lagna, right? Aspecting UL. So Saturn is a malefic, 6th lord aspecting the UL. How about the Antardasha running right now? Mercury. Is Mercury a marka for UL? Yeah. Who are the markas for UL? 2nd and 7th lords. So 2nd lord Mars and 7th lord Mercury. These two. Both are basically aspecting UL. So Mercury Antardasha is capable of breaking the marriage. Okay? Now what should we, so should we suggest? So it seems like the problems in his career will be over and the relationship is going to break. But should we suggest some remedies so that relationship will not break?
But it depends on what he wants.
Does it? Right. Yeah. But the thing is the chance in the coming few months, is the chance high that relationship can be saved? It doesn't look too bright. If you look at the Rashi Navamsha, all the influences, it doesn't look too bright. But let us look at annual chart also before we make the pronouncement. So right now the year that is running, that started on December 6, 2006. And let us quickly.
One of the class we talked about, like, if the relation is not going well, I mean, we cannot, there is no point in like making it successful, and then we have to leave it to the person.
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't recommend. Oh, okay, you are married to this person, okay, get divorced. We don't recommend like that, because suggesting divorce to somebody or suggesting separation is a big karma.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea for us as astrologers.
Yeah.
So we don't recommend that ever, unless in really extreme cases. We don't recommend that ever. All we can say is the chance that this can survive is very low. That's all we can say.
No, even if the person wants that, we don't want to recommend that.
Still, as an astrologer, you should discourage. If you think there is a realistic chance of this surviving, you should only discourage. You should not encourage people to separate. But again, they may not be formally married, so it's a different case. But still, even if that is the case, if it is a UL, don't break it.
If they're married or not, it's like 9 years.
Yeah, it's UL, so don't break it. So anyway, let us come back. Let's come back to the chart. So who is the ruler of this year? The Hora Lord is Jupiter. So Jupiter is the ruler of this year.
I thought we should see 2005, right?
Pardon me? Oh yeah, you are right. So on December 6th, this new year will start. So okay, let us look at current year first. Because new year, this is actually what we are interested in, to see the moon Antardasha that Pratyantardasha that we were looking at. But quickly look at the previous year. On November 17, 2005, this year started, and the ruler of the year was moon. So moon was the ruler of the year. And how is moon? In the Rashi and Navamsha. In the Navamsha, in the Rashi, he is the lord of A8 in A6, and he is in 8th house. He is the 10th lord in Manakarkasthana in the 8th house, exalted. So there is some tension relating to career. That is one thing that we see, right? In this particular year that has gone by, that is still going by. And if you look at the Navamsha, how is moon placed in Navamsha? He is the 6th lord of quarrels or separation. So this year in the 3rd house. So basically this is not really a favorable year for making the
Being work.
thing work. Also Sun, he is the 7th lord in the 6th house. So probably this Navamsha is right if there were all these issues. Well, we have a big window. 6.5 minutes, 6 minutes 48 seconds, 7 minutes 47 seconds. So, so
Seems accurate.
yeah, I mean we have a big window anyway, so this can't be wrong. And it makes sense. So far we don't have anything to suggest any kind of rectification. And so 7th lord Sun in 6th house, 6th lord Moon being the ruler of the year, so this is not a great year. And what is the period running right now?
Right now is Venus.
Right now he is running Venus period. Is there any hope during the Venus period?
He is in 8th house.
He is in the 8th house. Venus is Yokaraka, but still he is in the 8th house and he is a 6th lord. So there is no hope of a patch up during this time. Pardon me, 9th lord in the 8th house. Yeah, the death of dharma basically, the loss of dharma, and also he is a 6th lord. So there is basically no chance. And what about Sun period? Sun period starts on November 15 and goes on till December 6. Sun is the 7th lord in the 6th house. So there is, pardon me?
There is a trouble there too.
Yeah. It shows break of the relationship. It doesn't show survival or resuscitation of the relationship. So it doesn't look like in the coming couple of months there is any hope of this relationship basically surviving. Look at the next year. And as a matter of fact, if you are looking at when it will break, Sun can break it because he is the 7th lord in the 6th house.
But if it will break, if it is more with 8 combination, right? 6 will only give troubles and quarrels.
That is true. That is true. You are right. Now let us look at next
For
year.
example,
Right. Let us look at the current year. Who is the ruler of the year? The ruler of the year, Jupiter, I remember. Yeah, Jupiter. So this year, which starts on 2006, December 6, Jupiter is the ruler of the year. How is Jupiter placed? First of all, let us look at career. Let us look at why not? Let us look at Navamsha. In the Navamsha, how much leeway do we have? So again, 7 minutes, 6 minutes. So similar window. So we are basically sure that this Navamsha Lagna is guaranteed to be accurate. So how is Jupiter placed?
Second lord in the 11th.
Second and 5th lord, he is basically a functional benefic and he is in the 11th house and he has a Rajyoga with Venus. So there is a Rajyoga with Venus, I mean 5th lord Jupiter and 7th lord Venus, one of them exalted, they are aspecting each other. So there is a Rajyoga, so that is good, right?
right.
So they can be, also the second house shows the second relationship. So second lord who is giving a yoga, he can show some kind of another relationship is also possible during this particular period. And how is the current relationship? How are things with respect to UL? Is UL strong?
For the next year.
Yeah. See, from UL Lord Saturn is in the 8th house from UL. So Lord itself is in 8th house basically, showing some kind of problem in that relationship. And if you take the Navamsha again, the Lord of UL and A8 are together, UL and A8. And the Lord of those, Sun is basically eclipsed by Ketu. And he is in A6. So overall there are indications of the relationship basically breaking during this year. And there is also a potential for a new relationship starting this year itself.
How do you see that
In
in
the
the
Jupiter
D9?
Dasha,
Probably in the Jupiter Dasha. Why did I say that?
because Jupiter is second house.
Second lord is Jupiter.
Second lord,
If you take the second house of Navamsha, the 7th house is the first relationship, the 8th from there, which is basically the second house, that shows the second relationship. So the second relationship is shown by Sagittarius. The lord of that is Jupiter. He is basically quite strong in this chart. He is the ruler of the year, more importantly. So during Jupiter period, basically May, June, July time frame of next year, there is potential of a second relationship starting. And also that same Jupiter is with Sun. If you look at the Rashi chart, he is with Sun. And Sun shows the second relationship. The 8th from UL is Leo. So Leo will show the second relationship. So the Lord is basically with Jupiter. There is a Rajyoga with respect to that UL. Lagna Lord Sun and 5th Lord Jupiter are together. So, and Jupiter happens to be the ruler of the year. So, there is a potential for the beginning of the, there is a potential for basically the new relationship starting during this year. And take Sun. When is this year starting? On December 6th. So, we saw that before December 6th, from this November 15 or so, I don't remember the exact date, based on this year's annual chart, from November 15 till December some date, we had the Sun Dasha running, and Sun was a Maraka. And even in this chart, from UL in Rashi chart, Sun is the 8th Lord,
Right.
and in Ravamsha, Sun is the UL Lord who is afflicted, and he is in A6. So both the ways, Sun can show break in relationship. So either, whether it happens before the next Tithi Pravesh or after, I can't say. But Sun Dasha is a very critical Dasha. So from November 15 till end of, December 6. As soon as this year starts, this Dasha is getting over. So actually, yeah. So it looks like basically end of 2005 year and the first day or two of the 2006 year. Those couple of weeks are basically, those few weeks are not favorable. During that time, there is a good chance that this relationship may break. For good basically. So, there is not much point in suggesting how to save the relationship, etc. It may unnecessarily complicate things. Don't say get divorced, break it, that's excellent, don't show thumbs up, but don't really get involved and say how to save. It may break, it is likely to break. And how about career? How about career and finances? Let us restart.
So D10 final.
The D10. How is Dashamsa?
Second Lord and Second Lord and Fifth Lord and
Last year we did not check. The year gone by, how was 2005-2006 annual chart? The ruler of the year, if you remember, was Moon.
Right.
And the fact that in the Rashi chart he is the 10th Lord in the 8th house in Manakaraka Sthana, that itself shows some problems in career.
Right.
But not only that, but if you look at the Dashamsa, first of all the 7th Lord Sun is in the 6th house again. It shows some partnership problems,
Right.
problems in the business.
That's it for this year.
Yeah, year that is running still.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
7th Lord in 6th can also show some kind of ending of partnership. And
So 8
the ruler of the year, pardon me,
18 is also
18 is in A6, so that's not favorable. That shows lot of obstacles in the formal career. And Venus is with Moon, exalted Moon. So ruler of the year Moon, he is the 6th Lord and he is exalted. Is the exaltation of 6th Lord good or bad?
Bad.
It's not good. It shows lot of problems. And that Moon is not alone. He is afflicting Venus. Again, good or bad? It's not so good because Venus is an excellent planet. He is a Yokaraka. So 6th Lord afflicting Yokaraka is not good. So for those reasons, basically, this year is not so good. But how about the coming year? How about the coming year? Jupiter is the Lord of the year. How is Jupiter? He is a functional benefic. He is the 2nd and 5th Lord. He is not 6th Lord like Moon in the previous chart. And he is in 11th house. So he shows gains. Basically more than gains. Gains doesn't mean money. 11th house is the house of fulfillment of desires. So whatever he wants, basically things happening as per the plan. That's what 11th house shows. So this is a good year. And how are other things?
So
There is a Parvatna between 9th and 8th Lord. Is it good? Moon and Mercury, if you see in the Dashamsa, they are having exchange. Moon is in Mercury's house, Mercury is in Moon's house. 9th Lord in 8th, 8th Lord in 9th. It's a very bad, it's a Duryoga. It shows some kind of fall of fortune, loss in fortune. So, but the thing is, the ruler of the year is well placed. So overall it's a good year, but much better than current year.
But in the job,
But-
because 18 is still in 8th house here, that
Yes.
also
There will be tensions relating to the formal workplace. There will be some tensions. So there are several undesirable combinations. And 7th Lord of business and partnership, he is in 6th house, Manakaraka Sthana, Venus. So my feeling is there will be some improvement in the workplace because of the settlement. Things will be fully settled in a non-negotiable way. Basically he will say this is it, period. He may have already communicated it earlier, but he will do it in a more exact way now. Earlier there may be some ambiguity. He may do it in a very clear way now, and as a result of it there may be some problems in the workplace. So problems may continue for one more year. And ninth lord in 8th house, 8th lord in 9th can also mean some people who advising him, or some people who are like his bosses. If he has his own business, it can be some other people.
Somebody.
Yeah, advisors or some people may give problems, may give wrong advice, may give some problems to him. So he has to be watchful. Things don't seem very positive in the career.
And what about the personal life for next year? That will also be resolved.
As far as marriage relationship is concerned, my feeling is it will be resolved very soon, basically in a few months, and then there may be another romance next year itself. That is my feeling in the coming year. But he should be watchful of what is happening in the workplace. But the thing is, are there any machinations, any plans that she is making behind the curtains to put him in trouble? Not really. We don't really see any Rahu related problems. Though Rahu is in Lagna, in the Samsha, he is the 4th lord in Lagna. It's not that bad. And we see Moon and Mercury Parivartana, but those are very sattvic planets, right? The 9th and 8th. So problems, there are some problems at the workplace, but they don't seem like terrible.
No backstabbing issues.
No backstabbing kind of issues that he needs to be concerned about. But he should be careful. He may not get right advice during this time. How about, is this just a temporary thing or is this a permanent thing? How is the next year? Is the next year better?
For work?
Yeah, work. Look at the Dashamsha. Okay, look at the 2007 chart. The Lagna Lord is in Lagna, Mercury, giving Bhadra Mahapurush Yoga. 8 and 11 are there. This is excellent.
2007?
2008.
So the following year?
Following year. So because we saw that coming 1 year from this December is going to be bad, we want to see if this is basically a temporary thing or this is a pattern for some more years. And if you look at that, Lagna has Mercury in it. Lagna has Lagna Lord Mercury in strength.
2007 you've gone now?
Yeah, 2007.
2006. So next year 2007 December you're looking at?
Yeah, 2007 November 25.
Right, November.
Yeah.
Chances of starting your own business, having more partners?
Yeah, some kind of new beginning is possible in the business, in the career. And also 7th house is very strong. Saturn and Jupiter are very strong there. 7th lord Jupiter is in 7th house and he joins Saturn. So 9th and 8th lords are together in the 7th house. So given that he is a businessman, in the house of business, Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga between Shani and Guru, it's very auspicious. And Mercury is aspecting both of them. So Lagna Lord, 9th Lord and 10th Lord, they are all on the Lagna 7th axis. It's a very brilliant year. And 2nd house has 2nd Lord Moon. So good for resourcefulness. Very resourceful during this year. 6th Lord Mars in 6th house. Even though 8 is there, 6th Lord Mars in 6th house. Overcoming all the obstacles. So this looks like a very, very promising year.
And Rahu in 11th house.
Rahu in 11th house, Rahu is well placed too. So overall, 1 year of some problems, some anxiety, some instability. More than anything else, it will be instability and maybe some wrong advice. So that is what I see. But I see that the year after that will be excellent. So just 1 more year he has to be careful. So after that, giving some equity away to this lady, it may not really have an impact after 1 more year. Things may be resolved. Very smoothened out after 1 year. That is my feeling. Yeah. But the thing is, any relationship that may start during this year, coming year, I said there is a potential. It doesn't look too, actually does it, well, it's not bad actually. Okay.
And following year,
yeah, following year also it seems fine. Anyway, let us leave it. That is secondary. So our final prediction is, this marriage is likely, this relationship is not likely to survive. I think it has served its purpose. Even though they have been there for a long time together, basically the time has run out on this relationship. They may break. So Seshu may be actually, his instinct of giving the remedy for breaking this may actually be the correct instinct.
So then there's one more question on
Yeah.
this chart.
Yeah.
We want to look at the D7 to see are there any children in this chart.
Mm-hmm.
So further we have to go to natal.
Yeah. Are we in natal already? We are.
We are natal.
Before you go to children, I have a question on marriage.
Yeah.
I was looking at some other chart recently and we were discussing that sometime.
Mm-hmm.
There is a good chance of breakage of the first marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Not marriage, breakage of the
First commitment.
relationship.
First commitment. Yeah.
First commitment.
Yeah.
Not
Just in general you're talking about. You are asking another.
Okay.
There is a great potential of the both Navamsa and Rasi.
Okay.
The Lagna is on border, but either case we take either of the
Okay.
Lagnas, the chance is pretty good.
Okay.
The question is they are going to have some Kumbha Vivaha or whatever
Mm-hmm.
and then go with the next marriage,
Okay.
next commitment.
Okay.
But they have, my thing is this relationship has been existing for a long time
Yeah.
and somebody told them now do Kumbha Vivaha before you do the marriage
Yeah.
so that this can survive. So my question is whether the Kumbha Vivaha is to break the first marriage, first
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah.
And this is the one that's going on now is not the second one in fact. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one
So if you do Kumbh Vivaha in that case, you may actually that may end up being the second marriage.
So you are breaking the second and
You're
So-
breaking the second before it even.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
So what is the effect of Kumbha
See-
Vivaha and what gets affected by it?
The thing is, if the first marriage basically already happened, like there is a strong commitment already there, no point in doing a Kumbh Vivaha or anything. And if you see based on the chart that the first relationship should not survive, but it seems like they have survived, maybe you have done something wrong.
They have not done. No, they have not married. They are not married yet. They
Okay.
have come for a muhurta.
But they have. Is there a strong commitment already?
They
Have they been together for a while?
Yeah, there is a commitment.
There is a
When
commitment,
when we
they are
draw the
engaged.
chart, it won't survive. That's what.
Okay, so the commitment is basically they just
had engagement and they are
had engagement. Then that doesn't really count as UL. So in that case, if you see that the first UL is problematic and the second UL is fine, you can suggest Kumbh Vivaha in that case.
That's what somebody suggested. Then
Yeah, if you do Kumbh Vivaha in that case, that Kumbh Vivaha will count as the first UL, which you saw being weak.
Okay.
And then the second UL, which you saw as being strong, that will be the actual solemnized marriage.
But our question is this: see, the second relationship already started, then they're trying to do the Kumbh Vivaha of the first one to.
That's right. That's fine. That's fine. It started, but the thing is, the starting is not really that important. It's not formalized yet. They are just engaged. They are not really living together, or they are not fully committed to each other. There is a commitment to entering into a commitment. There is basically an interest, serious interest in entering into a commitment. The commitment hasn't really commenced yet. So in that case, you can freely suggest Kumbh Vivaha.
In this person's chart,
Yeah.
Mercury Dasa will come after the Saturn Dasa.
After a long time, yes.
But we were just discussing,
Yeah.
Vijay and me, that because it's in Gandanta, how bad will it be like?
It will not be good. It's not good. Period.
Thank you.
He is a functional malefic. In the Rashi chart, Mercury is a functional malefic, and he is in Gandanta.
So what
Any planet in Gandanta, see, let's see Shashtamsa for example. Let's see, it can be health problems. Usually planets in Gandanta give big disappointments in life. They can give.
Not related to second or 11th house.
For me,
Because Mercury is owning second and 11th.
right?
Is it related to?
It can relate to the second and 11th house, but that doesn't mean wealth and gains. It can also mean, for example, something in the legs, or maybe face, or so many things, eyes. It may be anything. There may be a big family disaster. Second house is also family. But the thing is, any planet in such deep Gandanta, if I remember right, he is in extremely deep Gandanta. Just 10 minutes into Sagittarius, 10 arc minutes. That's extremely deep Gandanta. Any planet in such deep Gandanta has to give some problem. It won't be smooth. It's unlikely to be smooth.
But through the whole period, or it will be just
No, not the whole period. But in that period, there will be one big blow. One big material blow.
But in this particular case, is in 8th house.
Pardon me?
Natal Shashtamsa is in 8th house.
Yeah, I was looking at Shashtamsa because I wanted to see if it is health problem. For all you know, it doesn't have to be a pestering health problem. It can just be a big accident. You know what I am saying? Unless you look at all divisional charts, you don't know exactly what will happen.
or it could
But
be somebody from his family.
yeah, a big family setback. Basically, wife suddenly in a big accident passing away. So many things are possible. Something happening to son or daughter, But the thing is, one thing is almost guaranteed. Exactly what we can't say confidently. But one thing that is almost guaranteed is there will be a big setback in life during that time. So even before Mercury Dasha starts, he has to start doing some propitiation for Mercury. For example, Vishnu or Narsimha. He has to do. And even if he does, there will be a setback. But if he does it, it will be lesser blow. Some blow is basically cannot be avoided given this such a terrible position of Mercury.
It could be parent also, it could be family, you said, right?
Yeah, family. Second house is family.
So his children or his parents.
It can be finances also. It can be a big setback in the financial life also.
Elder brother, he has an elder sister.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be mostly probably an accident. If you look at Shodashamsa, Mercury is the 8th lord in the second house. Probably an accident.
His accident.
Yeah, a big accident. Because Vahanapada A4 is in the 8th house. In the Shodashamsa. 8th lord is Mercury and he is in A6. So looking at all the factors here in the Shodashamsa, my guess is it may be a big accident. Probably in Mercury itself, possibly. Anyway, let us stop the negative prediction, but let him be careful. Let him pray to Narsimha before the Mercury Dasha starts. When is it starting? 2021. So there is a long time. So before that, starting from 2018, 2019 itself, pray to Narsimha every day. He really needs that blessing. Then the accident can be either averted or minimized.
And wear any gemstone?
No. Please don't.
Time.
No, please don't.
No?
No. Only prayer. No gemstone. Gemstone will actually make it even worse. Because gemstone, if you wear the gemstone of a functional malefic.
No. I meant, I didn't know what.
Oh, some other gemstone, not necessarily Mercury. Okay. That can be done. But let us, for example, ruby is good. It is Lagna Lord. He is in the 4th house. Ruby can be good. So he can wear ruby. I thought you asked wear emerald. That will be like
No.
accelerate the problem.
No, I said like for protection.
Yeah. Ruby can be worn.
Because Mars 4th Lagna in 4th house.
Yeah. Mars can be.
Sounding more and more like a vehicle accident.
Yeah, my feeling is actually after checking Shodashamsa, I checked Shashtamsa also, but after checking Shodashamsa, my feeling is it may be a vehicular accident, a tremendous vehicular accident that can change his life. So he has to be careful. Usually, some things can happen in such deep Gandantas which will change the life. So very important events, basically landmark events in life. So he has to be careful. So any other questions?
Yeah, D7, children.
Children.
Saptamsha for children.
How is Saptamsha? So we concluded that one marriage is basically in the process of dissolving. We concluded that this is the first marriage. So we are interested in looking at the second marriage. How do you see the second marriage? 7th house is the first marriage. The 8th from there. Second house Pisces is the second marriage. And you see the fruits from that marriage from the 11th house from that. And do you count forward or backward? Pisces is even sign. So you count backward. So 11th house from there is Taurus. So Taurus will show the first child, right? Is everybody with me so far? Okay.
The 11th house is Kritika, right?
No, that is counting forward.
Okay.
You count forward or backward based on,
Even sign is backward.
yeah. And for the deviant sign, we don't look at Lagna, we look at the 7th house.
Okay.
The 7th house of the first marriage is Leo. That is our sign. So you take the 11th from there, Gemini, to see the first child from the first marriage. To see the first child from the second marriage, you take the 8th from Leo.
That is
Pisces is the second marriage. Second house is the second marriage, right? 8 from 7. So this shows the second marriage. From there to take the 11th house, whether forward or backward, you check whether Pisces is even or odd. So Pisces is even. So you count 11th house from there backward. When you do that, you end up in Taurus. So Taurus will show that particular child.
So Taurus will be the first child.
Taurus will be the first child.
But suppose if you are taking just the regular first marriage,
Yeah. Gemini would have been the first marriage, first child. Because,
going forward in this way.
yeah, because 7th house is Leo, right?
Right. And
Taking the 11th from Leo, because the fruits from first marriage, it is Gemini. So Gemini would have given the first child. So Gemini Lord, where is he placed? Is he afflicted? Is he strong? Gemini Lord Mercury is in Sagittarius. He is with Jupiter, which is good. But Mars and Saturn are afflicting. Maybe that is why there are no children in the... But if Mercury and Jupiter were propitiated, there was a possibility of children in this particular marriage. But Mars and Saturn are really badly afflicting. So that is the main problem. But if you look at the second wife, which is shown by Pisces, second wife is shown by Pisces, the children through her, the first child you see from Taurus now. Now you count 11th backwards. So we got Taurus instead of Capricorn. So the Lord Venus is in 10th house. Not bad at all. Lord of the sign being in the 10th from it is fine. He is not in Marakasthana or Manakarkasthana from it or something like that. He is strong.
Exchange also, Venus
And also he is in Lagna, showing some new beginning with respect to children. He is the Yokaraka for Lagna. So it is excellent. And Moon is exalted there.
So female child.
Female child, right?
It's a female child.
If you see it from Venus basically, not from Moon exaltation.
Venus.
So Venus, he is in Aquarius. Aquarius girl or boy? Aquarius is a girl. And Venus himself is a girl. So likely to have a girl.
But there's only one child, I think.
Okay. Why?
No, there is a
Crossing the
Paravatna between Venus and
crossing.
There is a Paravatna between?
Venus and Rahu. So
Yes.
it can be a boy.
It can actually be a boy. Venus and Rahu have a Paravatna. Good point. Very good point. So Venus and Rahu have a Paravatna. So it can actually be a boy. It will actually be a boy. Okay?
But only one child.
Why?
Why? Because I
Crossing Ketu,
Crossing
next
Ketu, the next.
So for the next one, you have to take the 11. You have to take the third from there, but backwards. So you come back to Pisces. For that, you have to cross Ketu. Can you cross? Well, Jupiter is aspecting it. So there is a chance.
So, yeah.
There is a possibility of the second child, but no more than 2. Most likely 1.
Yeah, and the second child could be a daughter.
Second child, yeah. Who will it be?
Jupiter will be male.
Jupiter. Jupiter is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is male. Jupiter is male. Who is he with? Mars, Mercury, Saturn. Who are dominating?
Mars and Saturn.
Yeah.
So it will be a male.
Yeah, Saturn and Mercury can show a girl, but Mars is very strong in a friendly sign, and Jupiter himself is strong. So Mars-Jupiter combination may overrule. It may be a boy again. So one boy, almost guaranteed. Second boy, possible. Not guaranteed, just possible. That needs lot of effort basically, because Jupiter is aspecting with the blessings of God basically.
So do
It
you
has to
If you
happen.
propitiate with Jupiter, there's a possibility that can materialize it.
Yeah, first let them get the first
No, I'm
child.
just going to.
Yes. Yes. Propitiate Jupiter, propitiate Shiva.
My question is, if something so terrible would happen to somebody, do you tell them that or you don't tell them that?
You better tell them.
Yeah?
But not like, hey man, you're done.
No. I know.
Not like that.
You have to warn them.
You have to warn them during this period, not because you will get credit if you are right. That doesn't really matter. No, I'm telling you, not that you want credit, but some people think like that. Is there anything that can be done based on your input? If there is something productive that can be done, then there is a point in telling. If there is nothing productive as a result of, that can be done as a result of your reading, no point in doing the reading. It's a waste of your time and waste of their time. Here, if you say during Mercury Dasha there is a possibility of a danger, you must really pray to Narasimha, for example. Who knows?
And that would make a difference.
It may make a difference. Maybe instead of losing the leg, maybe he will just get a fracture and then maybe he will be fine. You never know. We are not really gods. We have some insight into what is possible.
In those instances where
Yeah,
people are in very bad Gandanta and...
the thing is, there is no way to tell. Yes, I have seen. But the thing is, there is no way to tell whether something terrible has been averted, because you don't know what other thing is possible. So you just, at the end of the day, you say, well, this happened, but it could have been worse. So I can't really prove to you that
Terrible comeback.
something worse would have happened if they didn't propitiate. But I know that I can assure you that if you propitiate sincerely, it can change the degree of the event. May not alter sometimes it can alter the event also, but it is so deep here, the karmic implication is so deep that it is tough to completely avoid unless some great saint comes and takes the karma on himself. So it is very unlikely to be avoided. So there is some suffering suggested, but he can minimize it. So he should
Suffering
try.
on a physical level.
Physical level, suffering on a physical level.
Is Gandanta always the physical level? Effects of Gandanta?
I will say material level rather than physical. It will happen at the material level, but in 90% of the cases it will happen at the physical level also. So you have to be watchful. Any other point? Any other questions? So from next class we will try to go back to Parashara. I'll get my book and I'll also start getting my computer. I've been lazy.
So people who have Gandanta there must be several people. We've seen
Yes.
cases of people.
Yes, the whole Navamsa, the border Navamsa is a Gandanta, but it's not really that bad. The last degree is particularly bad, especially. Pardon me?
I have some in Gandanta.
Yeah, especially if within the border degree, if it is like the border 20 minutes or so, extremely, that is considered extremely deep Gandanta. Those cases you are guaranteed to find some result so you are guaranteed that something will happen as a result of that.
Your son Dasha is over, or you?
He doesn't know anything.
No, because at certain level, I understand what you
I
are
mean,
saying is good.
you will almost think that he is talking about somebody else's chart. You are asking him his own chart. Is your son Dasha over? He says, I don't know.
No, because I really don't pay attention to this, because I learned this, but I really don't pay attention
Yeah.
to putting this into my practice, into myself,
Yeah.
because when you have a karma, you enjoy it as much as anything is good or
Very
bad.
good, excellent.
When you
No, I
expand
didn't
it,
understand that. What did you say?
I will tell you after this maybe.
Yeah, you can take it offline.
After
Yeah.
offline.
Any other questions before we go offline? And Seshu and Saloni have a very nice discussion.
I have to
No,
go.
I'm curious. That's a very good approach actually. It's a very
Yeah.
good attitude.
Yeah.
But even Gandanta depends upon water to fire like that.
Yeah.
Sanjay was telling from Sagittarius to Mars, in Aries is in
Water and fire.
water fire.
Mm-hmm.
That Gandanta is worse than something else.
No, it's only Gandanta when it's
Gandanta always between water and fire only.
everything else is just a Rajasandhi.
Other Rashasandhis are not so
Dangerous.
dangerous. But Gandanta is dangerous because one end you have the water, on the other end you have the fire. Especially in this case, one end you have a nakshatra owned by Indra, on the other end you have the nakshatra owned by Rakshasa. So it is even worse. So it is not just fire and water, it is also the nakshatra point of view also it is bad. This is a particularly bad Gandanta, this Mula Gandanta.
Mula is Ketu.
Mula.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So have fun this Friday. Hopefully you will have your weekly discussion. Have fun, and as we get a sense of when we are able to come, we will try to regulate the time. If we think that 6:30 is a little early, we can change it to 6:45 or 7. So we will see. You guys can brainstorm about it. So I will end for today so that I can go home. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.